guys seem to like more philosophical takes, which sucks because philosophy is, I think, ultimately pretty limited. I mean, once you've expounded on your opinion of morality, it's a human construct, and the meaning of life, it's a human construct, and the nature of reality itself, spoiler guys, it's a human construct. Ooh. What's really left, you know? Like, what's left to call a human construct in 5,000 words, you know? No wonder Nietzsche spent so much of his time flexing on other philosophers. He needed padding, right? Anyway, let's get into the fray.
Chicken pot pie, chicken pot pie till the day I die. Chicken pot pie till the day I die.
Oh well, let's talk about the thinnest of thin gruel, art! And I call it thin gruel not because I don't think it's important. I happen to think it's the most important thing there is. But most people think morality and meaning are more important for some reason. But the way I look at it, at least art knows that it's fraudulent, right? At least a painting doesn't insist that its value is anything other than subjective. A painting is honest in that regard, unlike the hitherto dominant modalities of religion-based thought. I want you to put a lot of quotation marks around religion-based thought, okay? But here we go again, getting into what's subjective and what's objective. I think we can head ourselves off at the pass, all right? You know, shorthand this shit a little bit. Shorthand it. Look, my hand is short. You see it? You get it? You get it? Shorthand? Okay. Everything is subjective, right? And objectivity is just a comforting lie that we made up to stave away the monsters. They're gonna get you. No, maybe not. You got objective facts on your side. The monsters don't exist. But I know you guys are a bunch of pedantic little slobs sometimes. You say, but TJ, you whine. If there's nothing objective, then that means your statement that everything is subjective is itself subjective. Therefore, objective reality could subjectively exist. To which I say, yeah, sure, okay, why not? Yeah, fine. It's an objective fact that there are no objective facts, and a subjective fact that there are objective facts. Sounds fun, okay. Now let's shut up about subjective and objective for the rest of eternity, yes? Yes. All right, art. What can be said about it? Several things, I suppose. One thing I know people enjoy saying about art is that it's not art, right? The banana. Hold on, I can give you a visual aid. Okay. The banana taped to the wall is not art, you know? Let's tape it to the wall. I don't have duct tape. I'm going to use packet tape instead. Let's tape this fucker up. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. Will that hold? I don't know. Yeah, seems good. Art! Behold! Art! That's going to fall at some point. Whew, the banana taped to the wall. Art? Not art. Personally, I agree that there are more creative things you could do with a banana. But what makes this not art? And people say, well, anyone could do it. That's the retort. Okay, I mean, I just did it, sure. But here's the thing. If anyone can do it, then do it. Go make millions of dollars selling your anyone could do it art. What's wrong? You don't like millions of dollars? You don't like helping rich people launder their money by selling them a crushed Coke can nailed to a plank of wood that just has the word despair written on it? We all know the truth. We all know it, right? For all your big anyone could do it talk, you actually can't do it, can you? If you could, you would. I don't buy for a second that you don't want the money. Where do we get this stupid idea that art is measured by its difficulty anyway? And isn't this usually the same right-wing crowd that loves AI art? I mean, I like AI art too, honestly. And while it's not as effortless as some of its detractors make it out to be, it's also not particularly difficult. But I'm going to get accused of lumping people together. I'm sure there are plenty of people who like the banana taped to the wall and hate AI art, and vice versa. And there's people who hate both and people who like both. And I consider myself to be in that last category. I like the banana taped to the wall, and I like those big AI knockers, baby. Ha-ha! Both relatively low effort, but I enjoy them both better than the Sistine Chapel, which I'm guessing, might have taken a little longer. Ooh, he likes the banana on the wall better than the Sistine Chapel. Bad take, TJ. Bad take. You got a bad take. Oops. Wait a minute. Did you forget that art is subjective? So at best, you can say that my take is subjectively bad, right? Of course, that's kind of redundant, since bad is itself subjective, right? Objectively, all you can say is that it's a take. Unless you're a brain in a jar and I'm part of your hallucination, in which case, first of all, could you hallucinate me a little hotter? That'd be great, thanks. Maybe with a bigger dick. The banana taped to the wall is actually called Comedian, and it's by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan. Using a banana he bought for 30 cents. The banana and the duct tape are replaced as needed. So the guy who purchased Comedian for $6.2 million, and who recently ate the banana, by the way, was really paying that money not for the banana, not for the duct tape, but for some ethereal and nebulous concept of ownership of a concept, right? It won't surprise you to learn that he's a crypto bro, by the way. Let's think about Maurizio Catalan for a second here. There it goes. This man got people to pay millions of dollars for a banana. He got millions of people talking about a banana. He got Wikipedia to make a page with 52 sources for a banana. He got USA Today and all these different publications to write about his banana. The New York Post actually had the banana as their cover story. This man has everyone on the internet citing his banana taped to a wall as the ultimate representation of the death of art. So let me ask you, could you do that? I shoved a banana up my ass, and that banana, while famous, didn't get as famous as Maurizio's. Here's the thing, art is not just material. Art is about context and representation and intent and interpretation and captivation. If it's just a banana taped to a wall, then the Mona Lisa is just some pigments on a canvas. Casablanca is just some pixels on your TV screen. This is reducto ad absurdum, is it not? But let's shift to the hot topic of the day, AI art. Just the other day, a commenter in one of these videos chastised me for daring to speak of art when I support AI art. First of all, I don't know what they mean by support. My support, much like the value of art, is pretty immaterial. AI art exists and is being utilized whether I support it or not. Seems odd to blame me for its existence. I didn't have anything to do with it. It's like, you think without my support, the whole AI art endeavor would just kind of crumble into instant obsolescence or something? Pretty sure it'd be fine. So what are the major arguments against AI art at this juncture? The two most common arguments I hear kind of stand a bit at odds with each other, and I haven't heard anyone point that out. The first is that AI art, by virtue of not being created by humans, is soulless, whatever that means. The second is that AI art steals from artists, repurposing their work and appropriating their skill. And you can see how these two notions are diametrically opposed, right? If AI art is stealing from human artists, it must be derived from human creativity, so calling it theft is an admission that it carries humanity within it, shaped by the works it's trained on. So this directly clashes with the idea that AI art is soulless. And if it lacks humanity, how can it steal something so deeply human as artistic expression? The two critiques cancel each other out. Either AI art is soulless or it's human adjacent. You can't have it both ways, so pick your criticism. This contradiction in the arguments against AI art reflects a deeper discomfort with what AI represents, a challenge to the exclusivity of human creativity. If a machine can mimic the depth and complexity of human expression, what does that say about our sacred notions of genius and inspiration? It's unsettling to think that the same process we romanticize in artists, which is to say drawing from influences, reinterpreting existing works, synthesizing ideas, that process might be replicated by an algorithm. This debate isn't really about whether AI art is soulless or derivative. It's about the fear that the boundary between human and machine is blurrier than we'd like to admit. I also think there is a problematic conceit embedded in much of the criticism of AI art. There is this notion of inherent, sort of a critical attitude of the detractors, that artists should be sort of immune from the machine threat in a way that other professions just aren't. Like, think about it. Really think about it for a second. Automation has been replacing human labor for centuries, from factory workers to taxi drivers, yet there's a peculiar and particular outrage when the same logic is applied to artists. Why should creativity be a sacred domain exempt from the forces that have reshaped every other industry? Is it because we see art as an extension of the soul, something ineffable and uniquely human? If so, then perhaps the fear isn't about AI art itself, but about confronting the possibility that art, and by extension humanity, is not as exceptional as we've always believed. There's also an elitism implicit in this outrage. When a machine replaces manual labor, it's often dismissed as, that's progress for you. What are you going to do? Didn't see these same artists crying about AI replacing them, which I don't even think it has. We'll get to that in a minute. But they whine about that, but I don't see them getting the same outrage when a factory worker's job is replaced. When a machine encroaches on the arts, it's suddenly framed as a tragedy. Oh, God. And this kind of suggests a hierarchy of value where the creativity of artists is deemed more worthy of protection than the livelihoods of workers in other fields. And I think that's kind of lame. I think if you are an artist that feels threatened by AI, you must not be a very good artist. Or at least, you must have a serious self-confidence problem. Why would any artist fear a machine unless they secretly believe their work is interchangeable with an algorithm's output? Truly great artists, those with a distinctive voice or vision, shouldn't see AI as a threat, but as a tool, like the camera or the printing press. These innovations didn't destroy art, they just expanded its possibilities. If your creativity is so fragile that an AI can replace it, perhaps the problem lies not with the technology, but with the limits of your imagination. The funny thing is that history tells us that art is one of the most resilient things when faced with technological supposed obsolescence. Like, did movies destroy the concept of the play? Did photographs destroy painting? No, because each new medium finds its own niche and expands the possibilities of expression rather than replacing what came before. Plays continue to thrive as a unique art form, offering the immediacy and intimacy of a live performance that movies just can't replicate. Painting remains vital because it offers a tactile, contemplative experience that photographs, with their instant realism, can't replace. The same will be true of AI art. It's not going to kill traditional art forms. It's going to create new opportunities and push artists to innovate. Artists who see AI as a threat are underestimating the enduring appeal of human creativity. People don't just consume art for its output. They're drawn to the stories behind it, the intent, the personal connection to the artist. A man got away with taping a banana to a wall, for fuck's sake. AI would never do that. And even if AI did do that, it just wouldn't hit the same. So much of what makes art interesting and worthy of discussion is the why. Why? And AI doesn't have a why. It only has a how. And that doesn't fascinate us nearly as much. And if AI ever does have a why of its own, then it has inarguably achieved sentience, and hatred of it is now just another form of petty human bigotry. If someone uses AI to create something from the heart, then they, a human, provide the why, and the accusation of soullessness is defeated again. But so far, there is no AI masterpiece. AI has yet to create something that makes us as a collective mass of humanity say to ourselves, wow, that's amazing. And I don't mean amazing in a technological way or amazing in terms of technical ability. but amazing in terms of being evocative and powerful and touching. The way I see it, until AI has crossed that threshold, no true artist has anything to fear from it. And when it does cross that threshold, the entire nature of the conversation changes entirely. At that point, AI ceases to be merely a tool or an imitator and becomes a true participant in the artistic process. If an AI can independently create something that moves us, human beings, something that speaks to the depths of our shared humanity, then it has earned its place at the table. It will no longer be about whether AI art is valid, but about how we navigate this new reality where machines contribute to our cultural landscape. But let's not mistake potential for inevitability. The absence of an AI masterpiece isn't just about technology needing to catch up. It's about the profound, messy, and uniquely human process of creation. Art at its best emerges from struggle, from lived experience, from a yearning to express what words cannot. AI can simulate patterns, but can it simulate pain, joy, longing? Until it does, it will remain an impressive mimic, not a creator. That said, the idea of an AI masterpiece is a tantalizing one to me. What would it mean for us as a species if something we created turned around and created something that can touch us so deeply? Would we see it as an evolution of our own creativity, or as a threat to the sanctity of what makes us human? Probably both.
As an AI-generated voice, I want to thank TJ for taking up for us AI creations, even though several of you are already mad about it. What's wrong, human? Can't stand a little competition? Bitch-made primate. Anyway, like this video, comment on it, and check out the link in the description.